Good buzz YouTube, 6 with Hacks here. Have for you guys today the team building video for week 10 of Pokemon 4 Glory Season 2. Of course, if you guys are excited, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below and let me know what you think about our squad and what you think about our matchup in the comment section below. So this week we are taking on the Montreal Toucannons, if I'm not mistaken. Their channel link and stuff will be down in the description. They're coached by Kyle number 2. Not the Kyle that made the league, but Sleeping Knights, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, go check them out, and P4G channel link and stuff are going to be down below as well. So let's take a look at the team preview. Honestly, I feel like I have a really good team matchup going into this game, although there is one little thing that Knight really likes to do, and that's Trick Room. So that's kind of something I have to watch out for if he does decide to bring that. But for the most part, I really feel like there's not anything too terrifying on his team. Mega Heracross could be a little bit difficult to switch into, but everything on my team outspeeds it, so as long as it's not in Trick Room, it should be fine. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is probably going to be a little bit fast because I'm short on time. So first off, we have Specs Raichu here. If you look at his team, he has literally nothing that stops this from just coming in and volt switching the entire game, which is really nice. I almost wanted to make this Scarf, but I feel like Specs is just really nice for the extra bit of power. And if he does have a Scarfer, it'll probably be like Scarf Staraptor, which we can chew, I think, one Brave Bird from. And I think Double Edge actually knocks this out, so probably not a Double Edge, but for the most part, Raichu should be able to put in a lot of work. HP Ground is literally only for the circuitries, and I guess it also helps against the Muck if he decides to bring it, which I feel like Alolan Muck has a really good matchup in this game. The top 6, again, are the main 6 I'm expecting him to want to bring. So yeah, Dual Stab, then Focus Blast is for the Pharaoh Seed and for the Kyurem, if I'm not mistaken, because Focus Blast should be able to just straight OHKO Kyurem depending on the spread that he is running, which Kyurem does have a really good matchup in this game, I think, because we really don't have a safe switch into its Dual Stab, so that could be a little bit of a problem to deal with. But yeah, for the most part, Raichu can definitely put in a lot of work in this game. It's obviously not meant to take hits, it's meant to just come in, click Volt Switch most of the time, because I don't want this to potentially allow something to set up on it, so I'll probably just be Volt Switching with it most of the time. Next off, we have Corbin the Cobalion, and this is our win condition, mainly because with this Dual Stab, we beat just about his entire team. There is going to be obviously other team members to help this out, but for the most part, Stellium Z, Ironhead, but I was going to say Ironhead, but Ironhead Stellium Z turns into our Corkscrew Crash. This is a nice nuke to be able to potentially knock out the Necrozma, to knock out Tapu Fini after we boost up to +2. It also just straight annihilates what's it called? Heracross at +2, if I'm not mistaken. After Stealth Rocks, it just dies, so it's going to be really good. Close Combat, of course, is just there because it hits literally everything else on his squad. Also, it's just nice to be able to smack around the Pharaoh Seed if he does want to bring it. But for the most part, again, this is going to be our win condition, I think, going into the matchup, whether we can Rock Polish and sweep late game or just Swords Dance to break his team if we get rid of a Scarfer and then sweep that way. That's going to be really good. Enough speed to outspeed Staraptor, if it's not Scarf, that's the same speed on Raichu as well. They also do outspeed Kyurem, which is the second fastest Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. Next off, we have Guillermo the Garchomp here. This was originally going to be max HP, but I really didn't like the fact that I couldn't do too much damage with max HP. So I decided to go max special attack because this covers him potentially having Intimidate Arcanine, which I definitely think he's going to want to bring Arcanine because it's one of the best switch-ins that he has for Victini if we do decide to bring that. Plus Fire Blast with max special attack has a good chance to just straight OHKO a Pharaoh Seed even if it is max Spadef and Violite, and I think we just straight OHKO Heracross even if it is max HP, so it's really good. Earth Power does a solid like 60-70ish% to the Arcanine, and then Rocks I think are going to be really important in this matchup because if he doesn't have the Tapu Fini, I can literally just get a Rocks, and that's going to be chip damage. His team is going to be taken to allow Corbin here to just come in and potentially sweep, so that's a huge plus as well. Dragon Tail is mainly just so Necrozma doesn't freely set up on me, and if for some reason he has like Shuckle Berry circuitries, or if I expected to have Shuckle Berry, then I can just Dragon Tail that out as well. I did originally have the Dragon Claw because it would have been nice to get off a huge hit on the Kyurem, but I feel like Dragon Tail is a lot better just again to be able to face out Necrozma, which Necrozma could just set up all over this Garchomp, which could be a little bit terrifying. Yeah, we're not going to be hitting a Alolan Muck as hard, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue, I'm pretty sure. And then Rocky Helmet Rough Skin is going to be really nice just to punish the Staraptor if it does just want to come in and freely U-turn or try to Brave Bird. Unfortunately, Brave Bird 2 KOs regardless if we're max HP or not, so either way, Staraptor is going to be taking a lot of chip damage, and as long as I can get on my rocks, we should be in a pretty good spot in this battle, I feel like. So moving on to the fourth member, we have Cesare the Mega Aerodactyl here. This literally does not need any speed to outspeed the entire draft of the Montreal Toucannons here. And originally this was going to be dual stab Earthquake with Roost, but I really didn't want to have Earthquake. I really don't, because Earthquake literally only hits the circuitries and the muck, and if he doesn't bring one of those two, then most of the time I'm going to be clicking Stone Edge. And if something doesn't take super effective damage and doesn't resist Aerial Ace, if something doesn't take super effective damage from Stone Edge and doesn't resist Aerial Ace, then Aerial Ace does more damage if I remember the calc correctly. So if I need to pick something off, then I can just go for the Aerial Ace. But Taunt is going to be really nice just to be able to stop Finny from potentially defogging. It stops Necrozma from setting up. If he for some reason wants to bring Aromatisse, we can stop that from setting up as well. We can also stop Arcanine from trying to spam Will-O-Wisp if he doesn't have the Tapu Fini, or if we're outside of Misty terrain. But this also just gives Mega Aerodactyl some pretty nice bulk to be able to live any hits from what he potentially may want to bring. I think we actually live a Timid Kyurem's Ice Beam too, so if we miss a Stone Edge and he's not Scarfed, then we'll have a second chance to knock him out with the Stone Edge. He only has 2 Stealth Walkers, so I really don't expect him to want to bring hazards in this battle. Like, he could bring Pharaoh Seed, but if he brings Pharaoh Seed, I would much rather see that over something like a Circuitries or a Muck or an Arcanine. Even I guess Mega Heracross if he does want to bring that, which, while Mega Heracross is hard to switch into, like, so far everything on my team has ways of dealing with it. Like, Raichu can just Thunderbolt it for damage. We can Corkscrew Crash it at +2. Guillermo knocks it out with Fire Blast, and then we have Aerial Ace here, which just obliterates it. So unless it gets behind a substitute, which I'm going to try to not allow it to do, then really not worried about Mega Heracross. But for the most part, Cesare here can really just pressure his team and break it down along with Raichu, so Cobalion could potentially come in late game and either Rock Polish or Swords Dance. Next off, we have making his return, we have Klefki, aka Child's Play. I don't think I've used this since like week 4, so yeah, it's been about a month and a half since Klefki has been brought to a matchup. But it's actually really good in this game because his only ways of getting rid of hazards is Defog a Tapu Fini. I think Staraptor gets Defog. I think it does. I'm not entirely too sure, but I'm pretty sure I have seen it use Defog in a matchup before. So even if he does bring Staraptor and for some reason has Defog, then that'll be a little bit annoying. But for the most part, dual screens are going to be really nice just to, again, help out Cobalion potentially set up. Spikes are really nice in this matchup because along with Rocks, that's going to be a lot of entry hazard damage he's going to be taking, and this is going to allow me to ensure those 2 KOs and those OKOs as well as those potential 3 KOs, and just being able to punish him every time that he feels comfortable in switching in and out. Play Rough is just mainly for the Spiritomb if for some reason it does want to bring it. Play Rough also does a lot of damage to their Kyurem. If it's sub Kyurem, as long as I don't miss Play Rough, we should be fine. Speaking of Kyurem, this is essentially my only real Kyurem switching, but that's not entirely too bad because I mean the main idea for Klefki is just to come in, get up screens, and then I guess just sack it off or switch out and save it for later to try and get up screens again. If I can get up at least 1 layer of Spikes and Rocks with my Garchomp, then this matchup should go pretty well, I think. Or if I'm able to, for some reason, get up 3 layers of Spikes and not get up Rocks, like that'll be perfectly fine as well. But for the most part, this is just a really supportive Klefki, I suppose. Well, actually, I mean, I guess Klefki is always supported, but I don't really expect Klefki to do entirely too much is what I'm trying to say, but outside of just getting up dual screens and potentially one layer of spikes, it's going to be more than good enough, because that'll allow for, again, Cobalion to just come in and win late game. And then finally off, we have Scarlet the Skuntank, which actually has a really, really good matchup in this game, I feel like. This also gives us our second Taunter to, again, stop Necrozma from setting up, stop Finny, stop potential circuitries as well, stop, what else? A Spiritomb, I guess, Aromatisse, Pharaoh Seed even. So yeah, Skuntank really has a decent matchup because not too much on his team really wants to switch into Poison Jab or Crunch. We are running Timid max speed to ensure that we outspeed max speed Necrozma and max speed Circuitries as well. And we can also outspeed Jolly max speed Heracross, which is going to be really, really nice. And yeah, if he does want to bring Trick Room, then again, we can stop that on the Necrozma and the Aromatisse potentially. So yeah, for the most part, that's kind of the team. I know this was a little bit faster than usual, but like I said, a little short on time. But yeah, guys, if you guys are excited for this, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. Hopefully we can bounce back from last week's loss, which it's still kind of frustrating because I lost myself that battle when I should have Z-moved and I didn't Z-move, and just, yeah, hopefully we can do better in this game and we can pull out another W. So with that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow with the actual battle. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in the knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion, but when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.